History has always meant a lot to me. Time flows like a fast mountain river, unstoppable, powerful. And as we grow older, the past starts to mean more and more. Each year we begin to appreciate the weight of what has already happened and how deeply it shaped who we are today. But every river has its source. For a person, that source is the day they're born, the moment their story begins. From that point on, they start writing the fascinating tale of their life, where every decision, every action, leaves a mark on other people and the world around them. One such story has been written before my very eyes, for 40 years now. It's a special one, because it's the story of my family, and everything they built together. 40 years of the company, and 40 years of my own life. I still remember the story told over and over since I was a child. That's where my part begins. Because, in a way, my birth became a part of the company's history. It was a memorable day, July 27th. What kind of story is it? Well, everyone can decide for themselves after hearing it. That morning, my wife was due to give birth. I drove her to the hospital in Krakow, left her there, and rushed off, as fast as I could, to Nowy Sącz, to collect the permit that would allow us to officially open our workshop and start our craft business. To all our listeners, and especially to the absent-minded ones, a quick reminder, today is July 27th, 1985. On this bright summer Saturday, we wish you all a pleasant day. Safe travels for those on the road, and for anyone welcoming a new baby today, lots of joy and peaceful nights ahead. And now, a musical dedication for everyone listening. We already knew it would be a boy. The name wasn't fully decided. Maybe Dariusz, maybe not. But we knew it would be him. When I finally got that document, I was filled with pure happiness and excitement. Of course, there were no mobile phones back then, so I couldn't call Henrik right away. I drove 25 minutes to Brzesko, ran into a flower shop, bought a bouquet, and after 25 minutes, I was back in Krakow on Kopernik Street, just in time before Derek was born. There I was, standing in the corridor, with one document in my hand, the one that opened the door to a business we never imagined would grow so much. And on the other hand, the joy of seeing my son being born, and being there for my wife. And that's how it all began. For as long as I can remember, Grandma's house always smelled of coffee. That aroma, it's something you don't forget. And it's rare to see a family tradition that's lasted for so many years. How did it all start? Well, you could say, half-jokingly, that it began thanks to martial law. Back then, everything was hard to get in Poland. Coffee was no exception. It was rationed. Henrik was traveling to Sweden at the time, and he came up with this brilliant idea. He bought a coffee machine, a few packs of real good-quality coffee, and brought them home as a gift for his parents. So what kind of coffee did you drink before? Let's say Uncle's era and coffee machines. We used to drink what we called grounds coffee, half a glass of coffee, half a glass of water. That's how it was back then. But from that moment on, it turned into a real family tradition. The time between 10 and 11 o'clock has been reserved for nearly 40 years now for coffee here at Mom's house. And these days, it's mostly us. We get together, talk things through, make decisions, and plan where the company's headed next. Grandma, how did it look back then? So when the clock struck 10, what happened? People would just start gathering. Whoever wanted to come, came. They'd sit down with coffee and talk things over. They discuss what needed to be done, who was responsible for what, all that kind of stuff. That smell of coffee, it always lingered here at Mom's place. Dad became a bit of a specialist. By 10 o'clock sharp, the coffee was already ready. And that tradition, you can say it's even older than the company itself, and it's still alive today. And there's something deeply touching about that. When Dad passed away, as they carried him out of the house, the coffee machine was still running. The whole house smelled of freshly brewed coffee. So coffee has been with us in the good times and in the bad. The sad moments too. Well, that's just life. As athletes, Bogdan and I were both into whitewater kayaking. Every year the river would destroy our boats. The water was brutal. It tore everything apart. So we had to build new kayaks again and again. Our Swedish national coach ran his own company that made kayaks. He invited me to train with him and work at his factory for 3 months. That's how we earned money for new equipment, and without realizing it, gained our very first experience in production. Even earlier, back in Wrocław at the University of Physical Education, we'd start experimenting, building boats with a local craftsman. That's where we learned the trade. And one day the thought came, why not make them in Poland instead of bringing them from Sweden? Of course, not everyone who got the chance to travel abroad or compete in sports ended up starting a company that would last 40 years. Did we ever dream it would grow this big? Honestly, no. Back then, private business in Poland meant small-scale, craft-based work. Nobody imagined hiring 100 people. But step by step we grew. On August 19, 1985, we received the official license for craft manufacturing. A month later, we formed a small partnership. At first, we made simple plastic products. That's where it all began. Then, over time, we expanded into motorboats, rowboats, and other composite items. Each step required more work, more investment, and more courage. Sports had taught us to take risks. In kayaking, if you hesitate, you capsize. It's the same in business. Without risk, nothing happens. Whitewater taught us focus, endurance, and nerve. All of it carried over into our company. As our little workshop on Zendrama Street grew, neighbors started complaining about the noise, the smell of resin, so we packed up and moved. We bought an old truck repair building in Skałyszyce, in the Podkarpackie region, and that's where the real growth began. Later came new facilities in Nowa Jowa, in Jasło, and now we have 2 factories in Skołyszyń and Nowa Jowa, and warehouses in Nowy Sącz.
Staliśmy się firmą, która w następnej kolejności kupiła zakłady w Nawojowej. Od Gamratu kupiliśmy w Jaśle. Tam prowadzimy też działalność do dzisiaj. Mamy 2 zakłady produkcyjne w Skołyszynie, 1 w Nawojowej. No i tutaj właściwie magazyny, które mamy na ulicy tutaj Zendramy.
Because the plastic industry is seasonal, we had to diversify. Our first side business? A flower shop, then grocery stores, industrial goods.
Pierwszym takim sklepem nawet też nie było to takie proste, była kwiaciarnia. Zaczęliśmy tą działalność rozwijać i na sklepy spożywcze, i na sklepy przemysłowe.
Jako pierwsi w Nowym Sączu tworzyliśmy słynne delikatesy.
Even the famous self-service delicatessen in Nowy Sącz. We sold clothes, electronics, whatever made sense. And then we thought, why buy bread and sausages if we can make our own? So we opened a bakery in Gródek nad Dunajcem and a meat plant in Żelaźnikowa. We were flexible. If something worked, we expanded it. If not, we moved on. But the heart of it all remained: plastics manufacturing.
Chłodno spoglądający na rynek, otwieraliśmy sklepy i zamykaliśmy. Gdzie się opłacało, kontynuowaliśmy, ale było to wszystko takim uzupełnieniem głównej naszej branży przetwórstwa tworzyw sztucznych, które dzisiaj tak szeroko nazywamy.
Have any echoes of those early varied decisions carried into the company today?
No na pewno
Well, one of them is definitely Hotel Beskid, which we own. We bought a beautiful building in Nowy Sącz, right in the center, even though we knew absolutely nothing about the hotel or restaurant industry. But for us, nothing is impossible. We rehired all the employees who had been let go there, strengthened the team with people who actually knew the industry, and to this day the hotel runs beautifully in its modernized form. It complements our whole tourism side of the business, including the boat trips down the Poprad Valley from Piwniczna to Ritro. We try to make visitors' stays in the Sonecczyzna region a little more varied and memorable. Is family your strength? Would you say that's also an important part of this whole story, the fact that it's a family-run business? Absolutely, yes. You know, people like to joke that family only gets along long enough to take a nice photo. But in our case, we get along just fine, in pictures and in real life. A key person who later joined our company is Rafał, the one you can see in this photo. He started working with us as a teenager, doing his training at our workshop. By the age of 16, he was already a team leader, managing and working alongside several employees. A few years later, after finishing school, he joined us for good. And that's when he became our partner and a co-owner of the company.
Stał się razem z nami wspólnikiem i udziałowcem.
His commitment and his work are the best proof of the family nature of our company, and a continuation of what we started years ago. Rafał is responsible for a very important part of the business, our plastics manufacturing division. He serves as the director of the plants, overseeing marketing, procurement, and supervising all these key areas. And of course, he manages many, many people. These are some of the most demanding parts of our company. Today we employ over 800 people. Not quite 1,000 yet, but it's not about the numbers. It's about quality. Family is definitely a strength. We employ over 50 family members. But family is family, and the true strength of the company comes from our employees, over 700 people. And that's the best proof that, of course, we can come up with great ideas, dream up all sorts of projects, but without our employees, we wouldn't be able to do anything. Certainly, our plastics plants are the core of the company. They're the dominant part of what we do. By and large, we maintain a good balance between women and men, even though these are manufacturing plants, which people often associate mainly with men's work. That's not the case. There are plenty of women. I'd say they make up roughly half of all our employees across the company. They complement each other brilliantly, filling a variety of roles, and in many positions, women are often even better than men. We have many people in the company who have been working with us for a very long time, 20 years for some, even 30. From our perspective, this shows that people enjoy working here, that they're satisfied. Take Hotel Beskid, for example. When we took it over, we offered jobs to all the employees. Everyone accepted, and many of them are still working with us today. It was the same with 2 or 3 other properties we took over. We gave everyone a chance, and anyone who wanted the job could take it. Our lives and our story, besides being, of course, interesting, are connected to many different aspects. For instance, Grandpa Marion, who's been gone many years now, helped us from the very beginning. He cherished every moment as our company was coming to life. He rejoiced in our achievements, in the grandchildren, and in everything that touched our family. And then there were the many beautiful moments tied to kayaking, where Henrik earned impressive accolades, stood on real podiums at World Championships, and won multiple Polish Championship medals. Today, Derek continues this legacy beautifully, carrying forward the story of our careers, which now remain memories. But our story is also marked by tragedy. There were 4 of us, and on a training camp, unfortunately, our brother Cesi tragically drowned.
Pojechaliśmy na zgrupowanie, ale niestety utonął brat Cesiu.
Well, that's life. The Popiela family are tough people, and both Henrik and I rolled up our sleeves and continued our sporting careers, which ultimately helped us run this business. I still think, after all, that the key to the brothers' success was surprisingly how they were raised. That was what really mattered. I remember one story you told Grandma about little Boggy and Evie causing trouble. One wanted to go out, the other wanted to come in. And then they ended up smashing a large glass pane in the door, so they had to take the door to the glacier. The nearest one was on Zielona Street, and they had to carry it all the way there. Both of them. But who made them do it? Did Grandpa tell them to? I did. It was true, of course, but I have to say I carried the doors from the heavier side. I was older than little Evie, had more strength, so I took the side with more door than empty space. Sometimes you want more than you can handle. That's how it goes. And when I watch my grandchildren teasing each other today, it's nothing new. 50 years ago when we were growing up, it was the same. It's just generational. But I remember one thing to this day. I never broke another door.
This is treacherous, and this is also the site of the 1979 World Whitewater Championships for canoe and kayak.
The World Championships from the SmartHUB Championships currently taking place.
Years of kayaking, competing in world championships, World Cups, Polish championships, taught us that even when things didn't go as planned, you grit your teeth, tighten your grip, find another solution, or start a new venture. You had to keep moving forward, just like in sports. Of course, it would be an illusion to say that running the company for 40 years meant we never stressed, or that everything went perfectly, like in some American dream. The character we built through sport, along with the values our parents instilled from our earliest years, not only nurturing us, but also being demanding, gave us the strength to overcome challenges, solve problems, and at the same time, enjoy life, family, and watching our own families grow around us. Everything that has happened in our lives so far should be an inspiration for our own future, but above all for the generations to come. Just like a river, which keeps flowing even when it meets obstacles. Our story continues. It's far from over.